Hey guys, what's up? My Life and My Hacks. Not sure if you've been following this series, but basically, what I'm going over today is uh, I've outsourced three articles from three different article providers, and basically, this is me going over the articles to give you an idea of what sort of quality they've come back with. So the article that I'm going to go over today is the one that came back from iWriter. Um, and the topic of this article was why you should hire someone else to write your content for you. Um, so I've obviously had someone else write this for me. This was someone from my writer. It was the article came in just under $20 to get made, and it was around 1,000 words, and it was a 4 to 5 star writer. If I'm remembering correctly, which I think I am. So let's just go over the article. So, why you should hire someone else to write your content for you. There are many reasons you should outsource content writing, and each of those reasons has to do with the long term health and success of your business. The internet is now easily the most powerful driving economic force in the world, and even if you run a traditional business, you can't afford to remain set in your ways and ignore the opportunities that it presents. In the online world, content is king, and if you don't have someone compelling and relevant content, then you are pretty much guaranteed to lose site visitors. People have short attention spans, so if you can't present them with content that captures their attention and provides them value, then they are clicking on to the next site. On top of compelling providing them compelling of useful content, so obviously spelling error there, you also need to provide them new content on a regular basis. New content will help you keep visitors to your site happy. After all, who wants to go back and read the same thing over and over again? Not only will visitors to your site appreciate fresh content, it will also help you rank high in search results. Somewhat true. Um, Site content is so important, many business owners make the mistake of first trying to provide their own content for their site. Obviously, as the owner of the business, they feel they're experts at what they do, and for most of them, they are correct. So the decision to provide their own content makes sense from, from this standpoint. The problem that arises is that while most business owners are great at what they do probably doesn't involve writing content for a website. There's a lot more to writing compelling and effective content than just putting a few words together. Content needs to be search engine optimized as well as interesting for your site visitors. With the specific things that content needs to have in place to be effective, many business owners will eventually realize that they should outsource content writing. 1. Content needs to be search engine optimized. Most people have heard of search engine optimization, or SEO for short. While most business owners probably have a broad understanding of the subject, they are likely far from being an expert. SEO involves arranging the text headings and subheadings of content so that it attracts the attention of different web crawlers that search engines use to determine page rankings. Did you know that the most clicked search engine results are the first three? Did you also know that if your site falls to the second page of a search engine result, that you will have very few people ever clicking on it? Being near the top of a search engine result is essential and is the to do best way to do that is to let a professional provide content for you. 2. Writing content is very time consuming. For every for even the most gifted of writers, actually writing content is time consuming. For the average person, it can be very it's a bit repetitive there. For the average person, it can be very time consuming, but that's okay. You have plenty of free time. It's not like you're running your own business, right? The point here is that you probably have your hands full with your business as it is. Factor in your personal life, and top of that, the amount of free time you have during the day is probably next to none. So where exactly are you going to find the time to write content for your site? Don't forget, this isn't some one-time thing you need to do. This is something you have to do on a regular basis unless you want to watch your site's page rank start to slip. The next thing you know, your revenue is dropping as less and less people visit your site. This is never a good thing. The point here is that you have a lot to do already, so letting a professional provide you for your site's content needs only makes sense. 3. Hiring a professional to write content for your business is an investment. One of the biggest reasons that business owners are reluctant to outsource content writing is that they see it as just another expense. When you combine this viewpoint with the feeling that they are experts at what they do, so they can just write it themselves, you have a perfect explanation as to why this continues to happen. Yeah, so quite a few grammar and spelling mistakes. But instead of looking at hiring a professional to provide your content provide your content as an expense, you should instead look at it as an investment into the future of your business. Great content that is search engine optimized is tremendously valuable and can help you to attract a lot of new customers while helping you keep the ones you already have. So you aren't paying another bill when you hire a professional to write for you. You're investing money into something that's going to give you a great return. A professional content writer can give your site a much needed fresh voice. Even if it turns out that you do have a knack for writing your own content for your site, and you continue to do so for an extended period of time, there's still a compelling reason to hire a professional. So why should you spend money when things are working just fine how they are? It's simple. It helps to freshen things up on your site. Every writer has their own unique voice and style. So over a long period of time, people can get kind of numb to that voice. Even if you make an effort to change up the way you string words together and your overall tone, chances are that the content you're writing will come across as similar to everything else you have written. That's the beauty of outsourcing. You don't have to try and change up your style, you just switch up the writers every now and then. That way, you really do have a fresh voice on your site instead of just trying to kick visitors into thinking that you do. Alright, so that's the end of the iWriter article. I think it was pretty good. It wasn't like um, he just blurted out words to make the word count that he needed to. Well, it sort of was, but there was some substance to it, I guess you'd say. The 4 points that he has are like they're nothing groundbreaking, but they are interesting topic points to talk about, I guess. Yeah, overall a good article. I think the spelling and grammar errors are an issue for the amount that you're paying, and even though $20 may not seem like a lot, you do expect to have a certain degree of professionalism, and this had quite a few errors. Um, so far, I Need Article seems to be the best. Um, the next one we'll be reviewing is High Riders. Okay, thanks guys.